Hey guys, Villains the Man's back. I'm Evan the Great. This is Justin Von Doom. Today we're here to give you a comic book review.
We're talking about DC's major event, Convergence. And, first, if you've never read Earth 2 Worlds End, the main characters in the book, you're never going to know who they are. So I suggest if you read this and you're wondering about them, check those books out first. Honestly, the book did nothing but reset the multiverse. It was pretty much boring.
It was. To me, it was just... I know it seems like we're probably hating on them, but DC, I am hating on you. This book was... I started reading it, I'm like, maybe this will get me back into some of the books, and it just crapped on me. It just wasn't very good. It was... They had like one good issue out of the whole thing, but we'll break it down in more issues here in a minute. But the overall story, it felt like it was super rushed and it was used... I like Earth 2 Heroes, but a lot of people don't know who Earth 2 Heroes are. So any regular fan picking this book up is going to read this thinking it's a big event and ain't going to know who the characters are.
Yeah, New 52 really wasn't involved except for seeing the planet come into their universe itself. Other than that, they were just on the sidelines, and during this entire time when I thought it was coming out, I expected them to be part of it, because they were talking about, all these cities from all the multiverse throughout DC, even before pre-crisis and post-crisis are all going to be involved. No, 52 wasn't even involved at all.
Nope.
And just from there, from beginning, it gets worse. Even in the beginning, like, you see the world that Injustice is based on there. Yeah. Just for a second I thought, oh, that's cool, that's going to be incorporated. No, that's about the only time you really ever see it.
No, they're supposed to pull like these different realities, and they pull from a few of them that DC's had in the past.
The ones that mainly stick out.
And they bring some characters back. They bring like Superboy back with the jacket on. Parallax. They bring some good stuff in, and they don't use it correctly. I just think that they wasted effort on that. And the story starts out, the first, issue 0, it was alright, and it just got really bad all the way to like 7, and it was alright, and that was it. There's 2 issues out of what, 8 that I read?
8, that was 9 if you count 0.
That was any good. And to me, and I'm a pretty avid reader, and so is Justin Von Doom, and I just don't, it did not deliver at all. And they have a villain that's kind of new, and he's kind of over it to start out, and then it just fell short.
Telos,
if that's how you say it.
If you can even really call him a villain, he really didn't do villainous acts. To him, it was all programming for Brainiac. You learned that he was actually a person. Then you go back to where, Brainiac's not really the villain in this. He's doing it because he thinks he's doing it for the better of the multiverse.
Yep.
And then you find out that he was actually a person. I think it's from Earth 0, which I would assume would be Earth Prime before Crisis on Infinite Earths. And it's just a big mudball of crap thrown together. And if you are not a DC historian, you don't understand any of it. Like you said, where you talk about Superboy, and I said something about Parallax. You get old school Supergirl. The only thing that I thought was neat about the whole thing was even them going back to, hey, you have to go back to the part where Supergirl dies and the Flash dies during Crisis on Infinite Earths and save them. But even that, don't get me wrong, we haven't read any of the little 2-shot stories that's out there. Maybe they tie into that. Maybe that's something we will look into. But just reading it and it not really meaning anything except for, we just reset the multiverse, it just kind of kills it. And even, like I said, you talk about Telos, the real villain in the whole story is Deimos, the sorcerer. And DC's bad about this, in my opinion. There's just one guy, and he's like holding his own against a lot of powerful people in the DC universe. And all of a sudden, Parallax is like, nah, and he's dead.
Yep.
There's like nothing to it. And then, then the whole, where they have to go reset, the first crisis and fix everything. It's like, it's almost senseless in a way.
Yes. To me, the biggest flaw in this whole story is DC started New 52 to bring in new readers, and they reset their continuity. Now, I wasn't a fan of this because I did not like DC for many years, and then I started reading some of the Lantern stuff and some of the stuff that Jeff Johns was working on, and he pulled me in, and then they rebooted it all. And I was like, okay, I can understand them trying to get new readers. So then you have this storyline, and who can follow this unless you read every book they have?
Which is DC's notorious for.
And it just, I'm like, you're just trying to get my money. It aggravated me a lot. But if I had to pick one moment that was good out of the whole thing, it was definitely with Thomas Wayne and Bruce Wayne, and then Thomas Wayne killing himself when Dick was there in that situation.
Yeah.
Those two events were really good. But the rest of the story was nothing to me.
I mean, like, you know, you finally get that moment where it's Thomas Wayne meeting Bruce Wayne. That's pre-52 by what I understand, Bruce Wayne. And it's that moment, and there's dialogue, there's hardly any dialogue that I can recall.
No.
And it's almost what you would expect from the two, where they would just show them face to face, and then you know there's words spoken, but they don't really go over everything. And knowing how Bruce is and in moments like that, it makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
And it is the best part of the book. And then, you know, since they brought Thomas Wayne as being Batman since Flashpoint, people really love seeing that. And then to see the way he goes out, because Pig, the Joker, Riddler, all them, they chase him down when he leaves that Gotham. And then to know that you're sitting there like, man, he's letting these guys get the joke. No, he's playing them just so he can sacrifice himself to help Bruce out.
Yes. But that's our overall take on it. You got anything else to add?
No, there's not much to add to
But
really crappy title.
DC, if you want my money, you better put out some stuff that's better than that, because I was very disappointed with it. But anyway, that's it, guys, from the Villains Demand. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Facebook. Keep reading, y'all.